What's going on, guys? My name is ATF Cobra, and today I wanted to bring you guys another Battlefield 3 video. And today's a tip and trick or tips and tricks guide on how to aim and control recoil for whichever gun that you're using. And today's actual tip and trick is for you guys that are relatively new to Battlefield, that you just bought the game and don't know exactly how to aim your weapon. I know recoil might be an issue as well as aiming, because sometimes the aim assist is very it's not extremely high, or it's not really up there in some case for most games. If you're coming from games like COD, or if you're coming from Gears or any other shooter that where the aim assist it actually is pretty heavy or a little bit heavy, Battlefield 3, it does feel a little bit light. I mean, they did improve it on consoles a little bit, but you still find yourself struggling if you're new to this game. But the great thing about Battlefield 3 is that, the more you play, the better you get. You'll never, if you put as much time as you need to and as much work as you need to, you're not going to become a sour player. You're not going to be a bad player for, the rest of the time that you play this game. You're going to improve, and it's going to improve consistently. So the number one trick I have for you guys on actually how to aim and kill your enemy effectively is, when you're aiming, remember to try to actually highlight your enemy, or in your mind, in your head, try to focus exactly where he's at. Try to put like a square over his body so you know exactly where you're aiming, because if you're just freely aiming, you're trying to hit something and you're kind of nervous, about whether you're gonna hit it or not, you don't die as fast as you do in most games or other games. So just remember the fact that you can survive longer in battles. You can take a couple shots before you go down, depending on the skill of your opponent. So the first thing you guys want to do is try to put exactly where you want to shoot your enemy in your head, like a little square, or try to actually put a little circle in your mind of where he is exactly. I don't know if you guys could picture it, but just every time I'm going to shoot my enemy, I actually try to snap onto him first, and then try to envision a box over him, so wherever he goes, it's like if he goes outside the box, you can always follow him. It's almost like you're forcing yourself to actually concentrate on exactly where your enemy is, and this works for me 100% of the time. I actually always do this when I'm aiming, but it happens for me very quickly. I've been used to it, and it works relatively like I said, every single time I do it, I just snap onto the enemy, imagine where he's at, and try to put like something over him, whether it be a square, a box, or circle, whatever you want in your mind mentally, so you can actually focus on him a little bit more. Now, if you're taking on more than one target, focus on that target solely that is actually more dangerous than the other. Like if somebody is running across the map, he doesn't see you, and the other person is actually running straight towards you or is pointing at you, of course you're gonna have to go for the guy that's shooting exactly at you and not for the free kill. The free kill could come after with your pistol, or if you have enough rounds still left. Now, the easiest way to do this is not get greedy. Do not get greedy when you see a free kill and then when you see another enemy. Don't take the free kill. Go for the guy that's actually more dangerous, or actually looking around and looking to kill you or your teammate. That's actually going to improve your game, because it helps you to keep in control. That's all you guys need when you're really aiming, or when you're snapping onto your enemy. You need control. You need to be able to control yourself and what you're doing exactly, which isn't too hard, but it becomes pretty fun when you start doing it a lot, enough to get really, really good in Battlefield 3. It does take some time to actually, get good at aiming, but, once you do it, it's going to be like nothing. It's going to be like second nature to you guys. And also, second part I wanted to talk to you guys about is being able to control your recoil. Every gun has its own recoil. Basically, what that means is every time you fire, it's gonna jump somewhere. Like for the M4A1, it's gonna jump a little bit to the left, up, and right. It's gonna move into those locations, and try to actually use that gun. If you love one specific gun and you think it does well in every occasion, like here I'm using the M4A1, and I'm going to continue to use this gun because I found that it works 100% of the time for me. I mean, whichever gun gives me the most success, I'm going to keep using. So find that gun that gives you success and manage that recoil, even if it's the Scar H, which has a high vertical recoil. Manage that recoil, slap on something, or get used to actually managing that recoil in most occasions. So basically, that means you're going to need to play with it a lot. You have to put in the time and the hours. It's not something that happens pretty quickly and it just automatically comes to you. So be sure to remember that as well. Also, the next thing is being mobile and knowing when to sprint, knowing when not to sprint. and it's easier said than done on smaller maps and maps that have a lot of cornering. You know when to run, you know when not to run around that corner because you might be expecting an enemy. But in larger maps like here, it is very hard to actually know when to run or not, because there might be a tank from afar that you're thinking you're running in the correct direction when you're really not, and you might be sprinting for miles and miles if you don't have a little vehicle with you, or if you're not in a chopper or a tank or anything, and you're thinking to just sprint right out in the middle of the open. Sometimes that might not be the best situation. So here I'll show you guys that I'm running around rocks, I'm running around the paths that are actually shown to me. Sometimes it is better to take a default route because you might find an enemy or two when you actually take the same routes, but I'm staying close enough to the rocks so I can be at least somewhat hidden, because Battlefield does have that system where there are shadows. There, sometimes you can hide into areas. Not to saying I could put that you need to hide yourself from your enemy, but just saying that you need to make yourself not visible to your enemy, not so visible that he can just spot you out pretty quickly and get that easy kill on you. Now, another thing as well, when you guys are starting out, when you're new and fresh into Battlefield 3, like here I'm pulling up the scoreboard, I'm checking how I'm doing. Don't try to do that as much as possible. Try to actually stay in the game and focus more on your objectives. Like me, the only reason why I check my scoreboards is to see how my teammates are doing, where are we lacking, and why we don't have certain amount of flags captured. If I look and we have no flags captured and everybody's not doing so well on the scoreboard score-wise, it means nobody's capturing much of anything. So what you're going to want to do for yourself, especially if you're new, is to stay around them, stick around them, help them, see where they lack, and help them exactly. If they need ammo and you like playing as a support class, then throw down some ammo for them, and maybe they'll start to help you in return. Now, if you're the engineer, which is the most vital part for Battlefield 3, because there's a lot of vehicles, and especially the bigger maps, you're going to need to, help destroy those vehicles. You're going to need to play some role and some part in helping your team, because as soon as they see that, as soon as other people see that you're actually helping them, they're going to start helping you as well. It's not just going to be, oh, you help me, I'm not going to help you type play. It's going to be that play where everybody gets together and does the same thing. Now, hopefully you guys did enjoy those little 3 tips that I have for you guys. The video is coming just about to an end. If you're new to Battlefield, I have more tips and tricks that I could roll out for you guys. Just request and ask, and you shall receive. LOL. But yeah, those are my 3 basic tips. Control your aiming, control yourself when you're actually firing, and you're going to become a better Battlefield 3 player. Peace, guys.